Hello everyone, my name is Rauful Adam. Welcome to the next tutorial of Python. So today we are going to see operators in Python. So the first thing is we are going to discuss about arithmetic operators, then relational operator, then logical and or not operator. So see, first of all we'll discuss arithmetic operator. So in that plus. So if you want to add two integers, just assign with some variable that a is equal to 10, b is equal to 5, and if you write a is equal to b, it will print the sum. You'll get the sum. It's taking time little bit, but it's fine. See, we are getting this value. Suppose if we initialize this with some c, and now if you want to print c, print c, so it will print the value of 50. Fine. Now we already given a value is 10, b value is 5. Now if you want to subtract a minus b, if you do this, it will give you 5. Multiplication, so if you multiply, you'll get the multiplication. So see this division, this a by b, if you write only one slash, it will give you the float value. See, it is going to give you float value. But when we are going to write this double slash, so it will give you the integer value. See, a double by double slash b, so it is going to give you the integer value. Now the next thing is power. So if you want to raise the power of a power b something, so that is nothing but what we are expecting. A is nothing but what? A is 10. So 10 power 5. So 10 power 5 it has to be 1 and then 50. So it has to be, let's say, after 1 we are getting 50. So it's fine. And then a modulus b. This is going to give you the remainder. So if you execute, you'll get the remainder easily. That's fine. Now, say if AB is 40, AC is 5, and if you are going to find the remainder, obviously it will give you how much? 4. So say we are getting 4. Now coming to the logical operators. So in logical operators, so there are and or not. Sorry, before that we'll discuss the relational operator. So that is greater than, less than, and equal. So we are checking here. If A is 5, B is 5, whether A is less than B, so obviously we are expecting it has to be false. So it is printing false. Now if you want to check whether A is equal to B, so it will print yes, true, it's equal. Now similarly you can check for greater than also. If you make it here, it's 7, and if you want to check whether A greater than B, so it will give you true. That's fine. Now coming to the logical operator, that is and or. So see, in AND operator, what happen? It will print true only when both the conditions are true. So see, if A is 6, B is 5, and if B less than 6, so obviously yeah, B is less than, sorry, B is less than A, yes, 5 is less than A, and A is equal to 6, yes. So both the condition is true. So we are expecting it has to be print true. So it is printing true. That's fine. Now coming to the, if A is 6, B is 5, whether A greater than B or A equal to 5. So in OR operator what happen? If any one of condition is true, it will print you true. And if both the condition will be false, that time only it is going to print you the false. So what it will print? It will print true. Yes. Now if I'll make it thus less than and A is equal to 5. So now both the condition is false. So it has to print false. So see, it's printing the false. There are some important things which we can see. Say if x is equal to 10, if you want to print not of x, not of x, so what it will print? Say it will print false. But only at 0, when x is equal to 0, it will print you true. See, it will print the true value. One more thing is there which we can see, that is boolean. So boolean 34. So say it will always print true, but boolean for 0 it will print you false. These are the some of the important things which you can remember it. Now coming to the next, that is split and format. Okay. So now suppose if there is any string s is equal to I am in Bangalore. So this is the string, and if I'll print this string, it will print I am in Bangalore, right? It has to print. It's taking a little bit time. Yeah. So I'm in Bangalore. That's fine. Now if you want to split this, so what we are expecting, it has to split. I separate am in Bangalore. So see what it will do. It will split you. See, it is giving the list of string. So that is I am in Bangalore. Now, if you want to split with some sign, so suppose you are writing wow, it is raining now. So if you are going to put a dollar sign over here, so what happen? It will separate it this from here to here. It will take one, and from here to here it will take you the second. So I'll remove this for now. So see what it will give. It will give you wow, it is. Then it is taking this as a one string and this as a another part. Suppose if instead of dollar if I'll write over here this sign, that is I want to split with respect to this, so it will split. Wow, it is raining. That's fine. So basically, this is the first character, first index, and this is the second index. So if you want to print first index, so it will print you the first index. That is only one. But if you want to print the second index, just give the index value, that is 1. Always index starts from 0, so it will give you the second value. That's fine. Now coming to the format. So in format, what happened? Suppose there is a name Akash and we have initialized the age as a 20. Now if you want to print I am in this place, okay, so in this place I want to print something. I'll leave it like this. You can just put a bracket and the age is this somewhere. That's fine. Okay, now dot format, we are going to use dot format name comma age. So what it will do, wherever this bracket is there, it will print that, it will replace this bracket with the values of name, that is Akash. So it will print that I am Akash and my age is 20. See, we'll execute and check. See, I'm Akash and my age is 20. And we can here also see I am and age is name comma age. So it will print you this I am and age is this Akash 20. It's something. Yeah, that is just printing. There is no format. We are not using. You can remove this. It's not required over here. That's fine. So now it will print this. And we can even do this also. If you print 0 and if you give 1, so what it will do? It will print the same thing. But if I'll write here 1 and if I'll write here 0, so what it will do, now it has to give me this name over here at 0th place and age will be at this place. So just execute it. See, I am 20 and something. It's not a proper sentence, but it's fine. We can make it 0 and 1. So that is nothing but the format and format and split. I hope it's clear to everybody. Now coming to the conditional statement, that is if else and else if. So now, and what happened in if else? Just initialize some variable x is equal to 10. Now we are checking if x is equal to 10. This is for equal sign checking. If x is equal to 10, it has to print it is equal. Okay, and print block, that's not required. You can remove this. So it is equal. And then if it is not true, then it has to print this out of it, out of if. So now just execute it. So see, as yeah, it has, after if loop it will print this. So if this if loop is correct, like the x value is 10, yeah, it's correct, so it will print whatever inside the if it is going to print. But if the if loop is not correct or the condition is not true, then it is not going to print. It will skip whatever inside the if loop, it will accept, it will skip, and the remaining thing will print. Suppose if I'll write x greater than 10, so what it will do, it will print only out of if, like it is not going to print this. And always remember, whenever we are writing if else if, we need to give this column. Okay, like in other programming language we are writing in this bracket, we are enclosing, but here it's not required. We are writing with this column, and automatically it is going to give you the, it will take the indentation. If you write here, it is not going to take, it won't take it as a, it's inside the if loop. So you should not write like this. Always give the indentation. It's automatically redirect you. It will give one space. So that is the thing. Now coming to the if else, it's the same thing again. If now coming to if else, so in if else what happened? See, suppose if x is equal to 10, if I want to check whether x is equal to 10, so it has to print this. If this condition is true, it will print this value, else it is going to print this value. Okay, and this print is nothing but always whether this are executed there, if is true or else is true, it doesn't matter. But as it is not inside the if loop, so definitely whatever you are going to write inside the print, it will print. So see, if you check what it is printing, as x is true, this if condition is true, so it is printing it is equal, and obviously it will escape the else and it will print this out of if loop. So these things, so if you write this x greater than 10, so it will print this thing x greater than 10. Obviously x is not greater than 10, so it will skip this condition and it will print the f, whatever inside the f, that it is not equal, and out of it. So this is the thing. Now coming to the, I hope it's clear, is this again the same thing, if else. Now nested if else. So in nested if else, what we are doing, we can write a multiple else if condition. So suppose y is equal to 5, I can write if y greater than 0, print greater than 0. Else if, we are not writing else if, we need to write elif, elif. If y less than 0, print this, else print this. So whether y is greater than 0, yes, it's greater than 0, so we are expecting it has to print this greater than 0. Now check it. So greater than 0. Now suppose if I'll make it minus 5, so now it's less than 0, so it has to print less than 0. So it will print less than 0. And equal to 0, if I'll make it 0, it will print equal to 0. So this is the thing, this is the condition. You can write various if, else if, else if, else if, and at the end else you can write it. It's not any problem. Okay, it is not any problem. Now coming to the if y is equal to minus 8, the same thing, what we are expecting it has to print, it has to print less than 0. So it will print less than 0, obviously, right? Then the next, again greater than 0, less than 0. If y is 6, so if it's 6, it has to print greater than 0, so it will print you greater than 0. Now this a is equal to input is basically used to take the input from the user. Suppose if you want to take any input from a user, it will take the input, and if you print, it will print that value. Suppose you want to print that value also, it will print that. Once we'll take this value from the user, it will print this value 5. Okay, so this a is basically used for taking the input from user. Sorry, this input key is used to take the input from user, so it always take the integer. So it's not integer, you can check the data, it has to be string type of a. Suppose I'll enter 5, it's printing because this is always taking a string. This input is always taking a string value, remember this. Okay, so this is the thing. Now coming to the list, this is very important. List and tuples and set, dictionary, these all are very important things. So now coming to the list, so basically what is list? So list is nothing but it's a set of elements of any data type. Like it is a set of element of any data type, and the list is mutable also, like we can change the value of list, so that is mutable. And always we are, and it is enclosed with square bracket. So suppose if I am writing a list that is 1 2, so this 2 are integer, this 4.5 is nothing but float, this is string data type, this is again float data type. If you have not seen my the first video, you can just go and watch the first video, then you'll be able to understand what are the data types, each and everything, and which is integer, which is float, which is string. So now if you are going to print this list, it will print all the values. Now if you want to access any element of the list, so always again the index starts from 0. So if you want to print the third index, so 0 1 2 3, we are expecting it to print this high value, so it will print this high. And if you want to retrieve the last index, this, so for that you can use minus, minus 1, so it will print the last index. Suppose if you want to access some more thing, that is elof, and we want to starts from, say if you are not going to give anything this side, so what it will do, it will take, it will start from 0, and when you will give 4 here, it will take till 3, that is 0 1 2 3 till 3, that is 1 2 3 4. It's same as the string, we have also seen in string slicing, it's same, it's work here also. So now coming to the, what are the operations of list? So there are various operations which we can perform on the list, that is append, extend, sort, pop, remove and delete. So what happen in append? So if you want to add only one element, if you want to add only one element, then we can use append. So suppose if you want to add 8, so what it is going to, it is just going to add this 8 at the end of this. So this is used, append is used. So say it is adding 8. It is not going to take more than one parameter. It will take only one element. So that is the thing. Now coming to the say, and as I told, the list is nothing but it's a mutable. So if I want to replace this fourth index 4, index 4 is 1 0 1 2 3 4. So this 5, if I want to replace this 5 with 6, so what it will do, it will print, see what happened, it's replaced, this 5 has been replaced and it became 6. Before it was 5, but now it became 6. So list is mutable. So that is, so if you want to insert this value at fourth index, you want to insert 6. So what it will do, if you print, see what it is doing, it is inserting this 6 at which index, at fourth index. So see 0 here, 0 1 2 3 4. So at 4 index, that means somewhere here it will insert 6 and then the remaining 6 will be like this. Or actually I have executed click this for 2 times, so it is adding 2 times over here. So for that purpose, if I like print one more time, it will add one more time, so 4 times. So that is the thing. So now coming to the, so append is used only for adding one elements, but if you want to add more than one element, so then we can go for extend. So this extend is going to add two or more than one elements. How many numbers of element you want to add in this particular list, you can add. So we are expecting the output as a 5 6 7 8 9. If we print this, it will give you the 8 9, it will add. Now coming to the sort. So sort is nothing but it is just going to sort the whatever the list we have, it is just going to sort this value. So say it is automatically taking in ascending order, it is going to print in ascending order. Now if there is a sort, if you want to sort this and reverse is equal to true, so what it will do, it will reverse in order, that is nothing but in descending order it is going to print. If you write reverse equal true, it will print in descending order. So the sort is basically used to sort the elements. Now, if you want to pop any element, popping is nothing but like delete any element. So what happen? It is going to delete the elements, but it will delete the last elements, last index or last element which is there in the list. Automatically, it will delete and it will print also like what we have deleted. So it will print this. Now, if you print L3, see what it will only 532 is there. So that is the thing. Now, this remove. So remove is basically used to delete the elements, particular elements, like which element you want to remove. Like suppose I want to remove this 3 from my list. So if I'll execute this, it will remove 3 and it will keep only 5.2. So it is going to remove this. But if you want to delete any elements with respect to their index value, so suppose I want to delete the element at index 0, whatever is present at element 0, we want to delete that. So we want to delete this 5. So if we execute this, it will give you only 5, like only 5 is there in the list, nothing else is there. And if you write del, that is delete element of L3, so what happens, it will completely delete that particular list. It will, you can check with L2 also. So if we write this, it is going to delete, as before there was L2. We can check it. Say this is L2. So that is 5, 6 and 7. This L2. It has, no, L2 has this elements 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now if you are going to delete this element, that is delete L2, and if you are going to print, it will say that nothing is there. So see, L2 is not defined. That is, it's deleted. So nothing is there. So that is the thing. Now coming to this is suppose we have initialized with L5, that is 1 2 3, and if you are going to delete that L5, which element, this only the 0th element, so it will delete that, the 0th index, so it will delete. You can delete by using delete keyword also, you can delete the index value. So that is the thing. And if you write delete L5, it will delete the completely, and then you won't be able to print that value. Now coming to the nested list. So in nested list, what is the, it means list inside the list. So say this is the list and we are adding this list inside the another list. So that is nothing but known as nested list. So suppose if I'll print, it will give the list as it is. Now it's the same, indexing works the same here, slicing. If you want to extract which position, 0 1 2 3, this third, so it has to give this list, that is 4 comma 5. So it is going to give 4 comma 5. If you want to print this fourth index, it will give you 6. So it is giving you 6. But if you want to if you want to retrieve this 0 1 2 3 at fourth string, in fourth this list, we want to extract only this one, first index. So we can write, as we have written the second string, that is 1, so it has to print this 5, so it will print you 5. But if you are going to write 3 comma 0, it will print you 4. So that is the thing. So that's all about today, and we'll meet in the next video. Please like, share and subscribe, and if you have any doubt regarding this topic, you just comment down below. I'll be happy to answer your doubt. Bye.